I think we are live. Hello and welcome back. I'm here with our friend Jay from
What's going
Owner
on?
Coffee. Owner Coffee.
How are
Hold on a
you?
second,
Who?
Jay.
Oh,
Not too
sorry.
bad. Yeah, we're just another beautiful day in Tucson, by the way.
Oh, it's very nice here in Baltimore too. A little bit
Yeah.
cool at night. That's maybe like mid 50s.
So this morning I did a morning walk around like 36 Fahrenheit.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's yeah, it's
Brisk.
quite nice. Yes, it's a little chilly, but it's today's gonna be around like 60 today. It's gonna be around 60.
Oh, I think we're going to have the similar temperatures
Yeah.
today.
Okay, so the reason why I'd like to have you on this morning because I mean, as a coffee pro, right? Coffee
Uh-huh.
pro, and what do you think about the state of our? What do you think about the coffee hobbyist? Coffee hobbyist, getting out of control with these grinders and machines and gadgets. I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, when you say the coffee hobby is getting out of control with grinders, um, elaborate for me a little bit what that
Okay,
kind of
so
means.
so which means like someone out the coffee house looking for grinders, right?
Right, right.
Okay, so 64 millimeter grinders. Okay, let's start with the 64 millimeter.
Is the O
Okay,
the 64 millimeter?
yes.
Okay, okay. I got one right
Fellow
here.
O.
Okay.
Okay,
All
fellow O.
right.
Yeah, exactly. That's their second one. So you
This
got
is my
the
second one too.
yep. So you got the grinder, 64 millimeter. All right. And as you know, they got all different types of grinders out there. And so next thing is hold on. So Jay, I think we lost your sound. Can you hear? Hold on. Okay, hold on. I can hear the keyboard. Okay. Can you hear me? You might want to
No, I
close
had to.
up. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. What
Go
happened
ahead.
was I had to turn off. I had to turn off the Bluetooth because it connected
Okay.
to one of the vehicles that they just
Got it.
started. So
Okay, so your
anyway,
video is video is free, so you might want to
my
close your
videos.
YouTube at yeah. You might want to close your YouTube and turn back on, reopen it. Your video is free. If you are just joining us, we are talking to Jay from Owner Coffee this morning, just hanging out, doing some coffee chatting.
Okay,
There we
I
go.
think that's
We
there.
are
Okay,
back.
good. Okay,
Yeah, we
good.
are back.
Sorry about
We
that.
are back.
Sorry.
I mean, there's a trick to it, especially we are live streaming with the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
live together, especially using phone. If you got a car comes in, you got yeah, it is a mess.
Terrible.
But
Terrible.
but I mean I know you are doing the OBS right on your live streaming using OBS.
No, actually, I started out when I first started out. I started using OBS, but OBS
Okay,
is super powerful and it's got
okay,
so many functionalities. And honestly, I just don't want to muck with it.
okay.
So what I've started using for the last few years is StreamYard. StreamYard
StreamYard.
free.
Okay,
And StreamYard free, only broadcasts at 720.
okay.
So
That's
that's
all.
why
Yeah.
that the streamer I only use for the Thursday night show because then I
Okay.
start out doing overlays of people's comments. So I think that's really important for that show. But my daily stream, I'm just running it through YouTube Studio like this, and it's very rudimentary comparatively.
I mean YouTube Studio through your laptop.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I have the switcher and everything connected to the laptop, and that streams it over YouTube Studio.
Really?
Yeah,
I
you
gotta.
can. You don't have to use the phone for the YouTube Live. You can do from the
I
laptop.
know. So which video card are you using to your
So I
laptop?
use on our main setup. I'm using what's called the A10 Mini Pro, which is a
Okay.
switcher by Blackmagic Design,
Okay.
and that is being fed into the MacBook Pro. I have a 2015 MacBook Pro,
Okay.
and it's being fed by USB.
Okay.
There's a USB-C out, and it feeds that directly into the laptop, which then connects to YouTube. However, you can set up the A10 Mini to stream directly to YouTube if you want over Ethernet.
Huh.
I
Oh,
don't
okay.
that starts to get complicated for me. So I'm like, I
You know,
don't
I
worry about
gotta.
that. But also that the A10 Mini Pro actually will convert all of the HDMI signals to whatever it needs to stream. So it's really quite convenient, and then you can switch, and then I can switch up to 4 sources on that particular one.
I mean, that's what I need for my setup here. because I need about two. I like to go about maybe three camera setup.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
front
yeah.
facing camera, and also I want to set up some kind of underneath shot here, some kind of shot from here, close up, and then
Oh, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
another side view. Yeah,
Yeah, so, like, for what I'm
right.
using now for mine, I use, for my setup, I have a main camera, the A cam, which has kind of got
Yep.
the wide shot,
Yep.
and on that for that, I just recently got what's called the Sony ZVE10,
Okay.
and I'm using the Sigma 16 millimeter 1.4 lens.
Okay.
Flying overhead is a really old Sony A6000,
Hmm.
which has the kit lens, the 15 to 60 millimeter, 50 millimeter kit lens. And that's what I fly overhead. And then when I need to add a third camera so what I have it set up, I'm sitting at a bar right now. So
Uh-huh.
there's a main camera, there's over the bar, and then I have the espresso machine to the side. So when I do
Yep.
shows that include espresso, I have to fly a third camera above that, and I use what's called the Sony ZV-1, which is my main shooting camera
Uh,
for location work.
you know
But
what?
you can assemble a pretty reasonably you can assemble a really good setup for a reasonable amount of money. There's a place called KEH.com,
Okay.
and they're probably one of the leading used camera services in the country. And I've known about them way before the internet. So
Uh-huh.
they used to send catalogs to us
Yep.
to buy cameras, but they're a really good resource for used cameras, and you can buy like the A6000 that I
Okay.
run above is pretty old, and that does not have a microphone jack. You can't put a
Okay.
microphone on it. But in that situation where it's flying above and I'm not using it for its audio, it doesn't matter. So you can get away with certain things that may be older and doesn't have as many features as the modern cameras, as long as you know how to apply them. And then prior to the ZVE10, which I just started using about a month and a half ago, maybe, I was using a 10-year-old Sony RX10 that I bought for like
Okay.
$250. But the RX10 just frizzled. It just died. It just basically gave up the ghost. And I was like, oh no, now I'm hosed. And so I had to go get another one. But luckily my local camera shop is really good and they do a lot of used equipment. So I was able to get this ZVE10 at a very reasonable price off of like what you would normally pay if it was new. So you don't have to buy new. You can buy used cameras and save a
Uh,
bit of money.
Whatever happened to your lighting system? You,
So for the lighting, I'm using like here, right in here in this space. This is my garage, my workshop
yep.
space, where I've been doing a new show in here. I have one. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I have
Yep.
one. This is by a company called Newer,
Okay.
Neewer.
Okay.
This is their 460 LED light. I bought it like 4 years. That's one of the very first lights that I bought for YouTubing, and it's bicolor, so it does daylight and incandescent. So 3200 to 5600 Kelvin.
Is that it
And
gets hot?
no. So these are
No.
the nice about LEDs, they don't get hot. Like it's
Oh.
funny because I was on this drill press, right? I set it up not too long ago. It's got I forgot how hot these is. It's got an old school oh, it's not plugged in.
Uh-huh.
But it's got this old school. Why is that not turning on? It's got this old school
Okay.
incandescent bulb. Maybe I
Yeah.
need to turn this on. Oh, oh, it's not plugged in. Anyway, so
Okay.
it's got this old school incandescent bulb, and I forgot how hot they get because I haven't been using them. But what I like about the incandescents is that I love the color tone
Yep.
of the of it. But yeah. So
Okay. So here's my lighting system right here. You want to check this
okay,
out? That's it. That's my window.
nice. I've got that going on right here too as well. Just
I mean, that's all
right
I
there.
have. Yep. That's all I got. Comes to my coffee desk. Lighting is everything, right? Lighting and sound. Okay. As long as you have a good lighting, good sound, that's 90% of the, videos, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And so for sound, like on my main live stream, any live stream that I'm doing that's a real setup rather
Mhm.
than the phone that I'm using now,
Yep.
I usually use a wireless mic.
Okay.
some people you like to use overhead mics, right?
Yeah.
But and those are good, but that kind of depends on your situation. Like at our old studio, I was trying that in one of our spaces,
Mhm.
running a Audio Technica 1035
Okay.
overhead, but there was no sound treatment. It was all like cinder block and concrete floors,
Mhm.
and it just was terrible. Like it sounded horrible. Like it sounded really bad. So, but the nice thing about the lav mics is that you clip them on and they transmit. Like I gotta look at here. This is actually my touring kit,
Mhm.
but like this is the this is not the one I actually used for the live stream. I have another setup
Uh-huh.
that's older. Like, but this is the what is this called? This is the Rode Wireless Go.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the Rode Wireless Go 2, the second generation. The one that I use downstairs is the first generation, and this one has like two transmitters and a receiver. You can get something like this and use this, or you can find like the other one I bought used as well, and so you get some savings out of that. But the other one, so the thing about the Wireless Go 2 is that these will record on board, right? These record on
Yeah,
here.
yep, it
So,
does.
and if you watch there's a video that I released a couple years ago about a guy named Steve Dudaklian about a
Okay.
place called Beatles Leatherworks, and I did an interview with him, and the cameras kept overheating, and these saved my butt majorly. Like I was able to maintain a constant audio source recording of our interview, even though the cameras, I had three cameras, and even though they were all dying at different stages, I was able to piece together a continuous audio stream.
You know
Based,
what? So how do you piece together? I mean,
oh,
how
and
do you
so,
match it?
I mean, like, so the simplest way to do it for matching audio to video is in your editing process.
Yeah.
So in movies they have the slate, the clapperboards.
Yeah.
You see them hold up this thing and they say,
Yep, yep, cut.
2142 marker, click, and
Yep,
they click it. That visual reference of the
yep.
sound, the click, if you look on your audio track, you can actually see the click as a
Huh.
spike on your audio track. So, I mean, now you can see that. Before we didn't
Mhm.
see that. You just had to, but you would
Yep.
listen for it and you would just basically find where the sticks meet and you move the click right to there. And essentially, that's how you use sync sound.
Man, that's tricky, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's not. Once you start doing it, it's not that
sure.
difficult. Really, it's not. It's not like when you in the old days when we had like like Steenbecks and moviolas, you would actually
Yep.
mark on the film where that marker was, and then you could like sync them, and then you put your leaders on them, and then you can sync them together. But now in digital editing, God, and digital editing, like if you're using something like DaVinci Resolve or
Okay.
practically any of those serious editors, like in DaVinci Resolve, I don't do any of that. What I'll do is mainly I'll highlight the clips that I want, and I'll do auto sync, and it'll sync by the waveform. So
Yep.
let's say, for example, if I have two different audio sources, let's say I have the audio source
Mhm.
from this, and then
Yep.
I'm shooting on a camera of course, the camera is recording some audio.
Yep.
You can rely upon that really dirty audio on your camera source, and you can use the waveform from that with the waveform from this to sync them together in the application and in the editor software.
Yeah, that's why, I like to do my live streaming. But sometimes what I do is I take our live streaming like you and I,
Uh-huh.
and then I cut it, make like short video out of it.
Ooh, I'm envious that you have the time to do that. I'm envious.
I mean, you don't have time?
I mean, God, no, gosh, it's like once the live stream is done, like I got to go through a whole hour's worth. Because and I'm in a different situation. My live streams tend to run now 45 minutes to an hour.
Uh-huh.
So it's a lot. It's a lot to like. I'll try to remember certain things that I'd like to pull out, but by the time the stream is over, I've already forgotten like what that little sound bite
I
might have
know.
been.
Yeah, that's but think about your live stream is you are scheduled. I don't know how you do
Right.
it,
I
you
mean,
know.
it's just like it's just like it's just like having a business. You set a time that you're going to open. You just got to be there.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Personally, I don't like it.
Okay,
I
okay.
like. I mean, personally, I like to go live streaming. Whenever I feel like it. I mean, if not, whenever I feel like set the schedule, which means I feel like it's becoming work, right?
Oh, gotcha,
You
gotcha,
just go open
gotcha.
at open at 9 a.m. I mean, like my shop. My shop opens at 9 a.m. every morning. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Because I don't want to have another work. I mean I mean YouTube is my hobby. You know,
Right,
not
right.
my work. If it become a work, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I can do this much videos. I think I told you earlier the session. I think I have a 2,800 videos right now on my YouTube
That's
channel.
amazing. That's amazing. That's
No, but
amazing.
again, 2,800. Out of that 2,800 videos, I think maybe 100 videos are most watched. That's it. Okay. You know,
Yeah, but I mean,
I
but it's the body of work is impressive. 2,800 videos. That's a hell of a lot of.
yeah,
Like I was,
but
I was trying to calculate the other day. Like, so I do a live stream on Thursday nights about coffee and cigars,
yeah.
and we're now at, and that one is about that is on typically a 2 hour live
Uh-huh.
stream. And I was calculating the other day, like how many episodes have we done? We've done over
Mhm.
215 episodes, I think,
Okay.
on that one.
Good.
And I was thinking, that's like over 500 hours of just nonstop talking. Like, it's just me talking most of the time. So it's like, I have been talking for like 30 days straight,
Yeah,
which is,
but you know what?
but
I
I'm
mean,
saying, like,
yeah.
that's an impressive amount of like blabber or information. Like, if in your case, information, because you're working, you're helping people understand coffee better. I mean, it's an amazing accomplishment.
But again, I mean, for me, it's fun, right? I'm hanging out with. We got about 40 people watching right now. We have a lot of our regulars. The live chat as well. We just kick back, hang out. My video they used to be very educational. Okay,
Right.
in the beginning. But last couple years become more like, yes, we compare grinders and compare brewing method, but it's more for like, hanging out, more for entertainment, place to people get together, come hang out with us. Just like hang out with the guys, right?
Right.
Just like you're hanging out with your viewers and just kick back for, 45 minutes to hour, just BSing, make some
But do you feel
coffee.
that has less value?
It's not a less value because that's the thing though, because I figure, right? We got 40 people watching, right? My
Uh,
goal is about 100. Okay.
okay.
So whatever I watch your videos, I see about anywhere between like 10 to like 30 people watching your, live chat.
Really? You've
Okay.
seen 30 people? Wow.
Oh yeah. Some
Wow.
days about, 20,
I
30.
had no idea. I know there's
Okay.
about 10 sometimes, but never
Yeah.
30. I was like, oh,
But again, the fact is 10 people watch your video, right?
right.
But I'm thinking, okay, so what can we make that 10 to turn that into 100? Turn that into 1,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that would be nice. That'd be nice.
Okay, but the thing is, obviously, 10 people see the value of your videos. Okay, like 40 people
Absolutely.
watching right now see the value of my video as well, which means they see some kind of entertainment value or some kind of value to it. Okay, and but millions of people watching YouTube every single day, every single second, literally
Right.
millions and millions of people watching. Obviously, people like you, people like me to watch. I think the next stage of my channel is okay. How can I grab more people, right? You know, I mean that's why whenever I talk to my viewers, I mean if you're looking for video quality, production, I'm not that channel for you guys. Okay, I'm talking about the polished edited videos. Okay, but I mean if people want to come just hang out for 45 minutes to hour, this is the channel. But
Hmm.
again, but I feel like there's something I'm missing. Okay, you know, there's something I'm missing that the ingredient that I gotta figure it out. Okay, I gotta find it. I don't know what, but I need to find it. Because I can see. I mean, whenever I watch your channel, Jay, engaging,
Hmm.
interesting. Okay,
Oh, thank you.
you're a great storyteller. Okay, you have the right ingredient, but
Just not a big audience. That's all.
exactly. I mean, there is a formula for it. Like James Hartman, right? James Hartman he does the live streaming though. Okay, he only does all the edited video. But
Right. Right.
And Lance does once in a while. He does live streaming once in a while, but he mostly the actual videos. But I mean, whenever you watch, like, my wife watch this live streaming all the time,
Mhm.
like court case, okay,
Oh,
and
okay.
some kind of trial, right? Or way back when, some kind of interesting trial. These people, I see like 30 or 40,000 people at once. I'm thinking, wow, it's fascinating case. But thing is, coffee is not that fascinating. Coffee is not that
Right.
fascinating topic.
Right.
So anyway,
Well, but also, to think about it, like with James, for example, like
mhm,
James would be, I would consider, and I think this is would be agree, people would agree
okay.
with this. I would consider James to be the category leader in coffee on YouTube, right?
Oh, man, yeah, that's it. Yeah, he is the one. Okay.
But one, and while I'm tempted to be like, oh man, well, James, oh, hey, James got over a million, followers, blah blah blah. What am I bothering to do this? But it's also the whole thing is that James has been at the journey of YouTube for more than 10 years, right? So
The
he's been
thing
on the
about
path for longer than any of us. Like he was doing the YouTube videos when the rest of us were just kind of like not really thinking too much about YouTube. We were just focusing on coffee in the shops.
I mean, I
But
feel like James become he used to review products, right? He come
okay,
up with different recipes, and now he's become a lot more entertainment. Coffee entertainer now.
oh
And
okay,
I think that Lance has become that guru. Okay, the coffee, kind of like coffee gadget guru, comes to machines, grinders. I think people seeking information from Lance. And I don't know. Couple weeks ago, Lance made a video on this grinder, Kickstarter called a Guy Mori. Okay, Guy
okay.
Mori GU 780. That's the 078 or something like that. 78 millimeter grinder. And he did a review on it. He wasn't, you know, yes, he was playing with the prototype
Hmm.
grinder, but with his comments, I saw people are backing out the Kickstarter project.
Oh, because
Okay.
he didn't like it. Is that? Oh, that's. I think I saw something about that.
Okay.
He
Because
had negative comments, right?
it wasn't negative. Pretty much what he's saying was he was using this prototype. It's not complete enough, not polished. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a prototype. Why would it be polished?
But I mean, overall structure,
Hmm.
because I don't know how much time they have to start making that major adjustment. I mean, for last minutes, you can tweak. Okay, you can tweak here and there, but what he's talking about is a major. Okay, major,
Okay.
fabrication. Okay, so and I mean, I saw. I mean, goodness, he's they lost like 20, 30 grand on the revenue, just the comments.
Oof.
So I know, but I mean that's why that's the thing about the state of a lot of company right now. They think that they can start making money from Kickstarter because they see other success, like Timer Grinder 078. They sold thousands and thousands. Okay, I
Okay.
think a lot of companies right now, they take the Timer business model. Maybe they come up with some interesting grinder they can do successful like Timer does, but that's not the case. Yeah, that's not the case. So I mean, that's what I'm seeing it, as coffee, coffee hobbyist, looking at what's coming down, is overwhelming. Okay, it's overwhelming. And
You
then,
mean the number of products that are about to come out is overwhelming? Is that
oh
right?
my God, so
Right.
many more, so many more. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah. I don't know how
another
people
thing,
keep up with that.
they can't.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's the reason why I was asking you. I mean, what do you think about this people are obsessed with this coffee, the latest and greatest, comes to coffee gear wise. Just like Lance did another review yesterday, a couple of days ago.
Hmm.
Coffee scale. Okay, so this is Akaya scale. Have you ever played with Akaya scale?
A little bit. A little bit.
Okay, so Akaya Lunar is about $250. All
Yeah.
right, and the one scale company called Bugu. Okay, they're a Taiwanese company, and they come up with a scale. They're $120. So
Oh, okay.
he was comparing with Akaya versus that grinder. Okay, he was
So was it better?
he preferred. I mean, he has a better. He wasn't great for Akaya. Let's put it that way. Okay,
Oh,
okay, but again, I mean that's even though that's another person's point of view, he has a weight on the coffee community, right? Because
sure. Well,
pe-
yeah, in the
yeah,
enthusiast world, sure, absolutely.
exactly.
I don't know how much
People,
weight he has in the professional ranks. Like,
I mean, exactly. I mean, that's why as a coffee professional. So whenever I talk to my coffee, friends, they're really into coffee. They don't care about scale. Okay, they don't
oh,
they don't
yeah,
care about
yeah,
the scale. They don't care about the kettle. They don't care about the grinder. Most times they don't care about the dripper either. You know, coffee pro. They just wants to make some coffee and that's it, and call it a day. All right.
yeah. But you got to remember, like the for the coffee professional, the viewpoint will naturally be different because the issues that a coffee professional will be concerned about is going to be naturally different than what an enthusiast will be concerned about,
Yep.
right? Like we talked about this in the past, where like the professional has to find a balance between quality products, but
Hmm.
also expedient preparation. Like we have to
Yep.
find a balance. And we can't spend 10 minutes to make a pour over because well now we've got 6 people in line. It's going to take that last guy 40 minutes to get his drink, right? So those are kind of some of the issues. Whereas the home enthusiast can spend the time they can spend 10 minutes to make a pour over or to prepare for the pour over,
Yep.
to get the ritual together. Um, and I think that's perfectly fine, perfectly actually quite exciting in many respects. Just that it's just different. It's just a different environment that the different groups have to work in.
You know what? The other day, over the weekend, I went to my friend's coffee shop. Okay,
Okay.
and then so I went to the local coffee shop called Presta. Right, they do a lot of fantastic coffee. All right, and then I was with my friend as well. So of course he treat us. So what do you want? So I said I want espresso, and then David, actually Jonathan ordered he want espresso as well. So we ordered identical espresso. All right.
Okay.
Because they're using this amazing machine over there, right? $20,000 coffee machine.
What are they
Okay.
using?
I think they're using start with the S.
Sinesso or
I think
Slayer?
so. I think Snessa. It
Okay.
might be Snessa. He was using La Marzocco for a while. I think it's Snessa.
Okay. Lots of
Uh,
silver.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
beautiful.
Sinesso. Sinesso.
Okay, and then so she pulled a shot for me, the barista. April, shout out to April. Beautiful shot. Okay. Second shot. So see, he ordered the shot. Man, back to back shot. So mine was perfect. I think it's a very balanced, a sweet, bring out, fantastic. Second shot, something happened. Okay. Something happened to the temperature in that machine. Okay.
Hmm.
I think they have they have a one, two, three group. Okay. And the show is using other group. Okay. And then something happened to the water temperature slightly. The other show has a little bit of bitter.
Hmm.
Okay. Bitter taste. And I'm thinking, man, comes to espresso, the consistency matters, right? Okay, because you want to be identical shot to shot for your customer. I mean, as a cafe owner, I mean, how do you control that? How do you quality control on that shot? Because I mean, you're not going to ask your customer, "Hey, how's your espresso?" Right? Well, they're not going to give you feedback either. Most times.
Well, I mean, so that those are important points. Like as far as like, are you going to ask the guest how is your shot, and would the guest give you truthful
Exactly.
feedback on their experience? That's a
Yeah.
difficult. Those are difficult propositions as an operator. But the way that, and I don't know these guys, how Presto, I don't know their operations, but at least with Spro, for example, we're trying to teach our baristas to understand coffee as deeply as possible. And also, there's the idea of really great espresso, like
Okay.
amazing
Yeah.
espresso consistently, but especially under the methodologies that we use at Spro, where everything is manually done by hand. We're
Yep.
grinding, with old Mazers or
Yeah. Yeah.
compacts, and we're dosing. We're not doing a lot of what modern guys are doing with these like super like the E80S, where they're like,
Yep.
dosing by weight. We're teaching a very hands-on method of making. So there could be a lot of variation between shot to shot. Hopefully there's not. How I would control that is by, like, trying to teach the baristas what we're looking for, what exactly we want, and also by giving them the liberty, the freedom, the support to toss it. Like, if it looks bad, if it doesn't look like it's right, do another one. Don't worry about sure, it costs us money, but don't worry about that. What we want is to have a great experience for our guests, but also that great experience is not just the the actual quality of the shot. The quality of the shot hopefully will be high. But let's say the first, like in your case, the first shot was here, the second shot was here, right? So
Because yeah,
this was
because the
great.
yep.
This was great. This is a disappointment to you, right?
Because
How do we?
when the brew,
Mhm.
the temperature was hotter for the second shot. Okay.
Right, right. Well, so for me, it's like in the moment, there's no way for me to control that as an operator, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. Correct.
so
Yes.
the whole thing is that, like, if this shot is great and this shot is not as great, how do we make that into a better experience? And hopefully, everything else surrounding that visit will be to the guest's enjoyment. So that maybe if this second shot wasn't the same, maybe it won't be such a bad thing for them and they won't hate us as much for it, right?
Okay.
I mean,
So
how did we interact with them?
yeah.
How was our environment? Did we take care of them? Did they feel like
hmm
they were welcome? there's 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 more to espresso or to coffee or to anything than just the absolute quality. Like, we hear a lot of people that talk about, I went to Italy and I had the
hmm
most amazing espresso. I went to the Autostrad and I had this amazing espresso. No, the Autostrad
Yeah.
espresso is just okay. It's just solid. It's not amazing. The fact that it was amazing was because you were on the Autostrad. You were flying on the A2 heading to Milan, and you were just enjoying the scenery of Bologna, and you were
Yep.
thinking about, oh, right over there is Maranello and Ferrari. This is a amazing vacation. That's what's driving part of that amazing espresso experience, right? So, that how do we as operators, you know, provide an experience for our guests where
Yep.
they will find great value and enjoyment in it that will only enhance their coffee experience, right? And so hopefully, and like I said, like you noted that your assessment is that the temperature fluctuates in the machine. At the moment, there's really nothing anyone can do about that.
No, but
I,
the only reason I find out about the second shot because we share the espresso. Okay,
I
here, try
understood,
this,
understood,
try this.
understood.
But I mean, if someone never share it, never compare it, they think second shot was fantastic. They don't know.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? For me, was my shot was wow, this is great. Okay, sweet, very memorable. Okay, the second shot, identical shot, again, it's not up to that par. Okay, I mean, so this is we are talking about the professional machine. I know yesterday one of my viewer asked me, "Kun, I'm really having a hard time dialing in." Okay, I got a great shot the other day. I haven't duplicated yet. I told them, you know what, enjoy when you can, because
Oh, I think I
I mean,
saw you talk about that.
yeah, enjoy
And
when
you were
we
just
can.
and you were kind of just like, yeah, yeah, just enjoy it, whatever. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's funny. That's awesome.
I mean, because you can, because even with the professional machine, sometimes you got different variation, right? Like home machine, it's gonna be even more difficult. Okay, I think I think I felt like most of my viewers out there getting a bad shots because I feel like we are using higher temperature. Okay, I think a temperature is the key.
You mean at
I feel
home?
like
You're using high temperature.
because I felt like, I mean, on my machine, sometimes I taste a little bitter taste.
Hmm.
Even though I set at 200 Fahrenheit as my standard of my espresso, at some coffee that's too hot. Okay, I think I need to definitely play with a lower temperature to, especially like processed coffee, like this one here. This is the honey processed coffee. Yeah, I think I definitely need to play with temperature for sure. Okay, so at your coffee shop, how do you determine your temperature? Do you just set in the morning, or do you adjust throughout the day for your water temp? Or
Honestly, we have on our lineas we have PIDs, and we just
hmm
set them. I think the PID setting is 201.5 because
okay,
that measures the temperature in the middle of the boiler,
yep,
which is higher than what the offset will be for the actual brew head. Because if you're familiar
sure,
with the
yep,
Marzocco lineas are offset, right?
yep.
And so we set them higher for that purpose. But honestly, we don't worry too much about that. Like again, it's like we we try to produce a very consistent, as consistent a product we can, product wise, but we also try to deliver a really great experience overall. Because I do believe that if you have a good experience, that will kind of cover over. So, like you could serve someone a really amazing espresso,
hmm
but if you act like a jerk off to that person, they're
sure.
just going to remember you being a jerk to them. Like that guy was a jerk off. What do
But
I want to go
think
back there for?
In reality, how many people actually order espresso, right? Most people order like, drip coffee or Americano or some kind of latte or cappuccino. I mean, do you see people order espresso on your coffee shop over the
Oh yeah,
years?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Really?
But percentage wise, it's definitely some of the
Yeah.
smallest. But when you do nice quality, well, hopefully we're doing nice quality. But if you're doing
Mhm.
nice quality espresso lovers will hear about it. They'll come and seek you out, and they'll support you. The thing is that if you're making 150 lattes in an hour or whatever it is, and the guy walks in, I'd like an espresso, please, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, this guy was serious.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
oh, this guy's just. We have to be more careful. You can be a little bit like off with a latte espresso,
Mhm. Oh yeah.
but you got to
There's a
be
lot of,
tighter
yeah.
with a regular straight up. If he's
Oh
drinking
yeah.
it straight up double shot, you're like, oh God,
Yeah.
hopefully this turns out well.
Yep, exactly. So do you have like the menu for the espresso menu? Or you
I'm
just
sorry.
use the one? Do you have an espresso menu? Have a like different offering? Light roast versus dark roast coffee?
No,
Or
no,
just
we
no.
very rarely will offer you multiple espressos.
No, okay,
We just
just
kind
one.
of have an espresso. It's kind of the and part of that is because I don't know if you have this in your part of the country. There's a place here in Maryland called Mission Barbecue.
Okay.
Evidently, they're a chain. They're a barbecue chain. They do really nice quality barbecue. Like every time I've been there, they're like brisket. They do Texas
Yep.
style brisket on point. It's really cooked really well. And if you and it's not it may not necessarily be the Kreutz or the Ludlow or all the stuff you find out in
Mhm,
Texas, but it's actually quite good. But and the thing about this place that my criticism of them
mhm.
is that they got like 12 different sauces. And I'm like, I don't want a ton of sauces to meet every whim of barbecue in the planet. Give me your sauce. I want to know what your sauce is. So if I go to Kreutz in in Ludlow, Texas, right? Or to Blacks, they're gonna have a sauce. They're not gonna have like six, seven, eight sauces, right? So that's kind of what I believe in when it comes to like espresso. It's like, here's our espresso. Like we sometimes will have a variation in the espresso, like
Mhm.
maybe a single origin every once in a while, but it's not something you may normally find. But we do have, but as far as like, we do offer a range of espresso drinks that people may not normally find at
Sure.
other coffee places.
Chocolate tasting espresso then.
Or more like
Chocolate.
there's our espresso, and then we've got, of course, macchiato, or let's say we have honey
Yeah.
macchiato, halpia macchiato. There's other variations and then sometimes seasonal. drinks or competition level drinks that we'll
Yeah.
introduce to use for a while and see if it sticks. And if people buy a lot of it, then we'll keep it on the menu. Like a lot of our menu, some of our menu items have come from competition drinks and have
Yep.
just remained.
By the way, so do you have any update on your coffee shop?
Oh yeah, we're still a ways. I was just talking to this county about that last week, and I was like, it's just it's a frustrating process this time around.
Really? Hold on.
Gosh, it's really.
The the look like our video is freezed. Hold on a second.
Oh,
Let me
did we
refresh
freeze?
this. No, no,
I'm
we
okay
are
on my end.
fine. Yeah, yeah. Is there a video? Can you see
Um,
our video from your end?
yeah, yeah. I'm good on my end.
Yeah, I think it look like my internet is down. Yeah, but
You look good on
I
my
just
end, man.
okay. So your video is freezed.
My video is frozen.
No, no, perfect, good. Okay, good,
Oh, okay.
excellent. Yeah, because
Maybe
I
I'm
just
just
saying
standing here too like I'm not moving.
because I changed to my cellular.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so okay, so we are people just joining us. We are talking to my friend Jay from Ono Coffee, and what are you planning to Houston next year?
Oh, absolutely.
As far okay,
I
good.
gotta. Someone was just telling. Were you telling me last time I gotta buy I gotta buy my hotel?
Did you buy it already?
No, I totally forgot. I'm totally not thinking about that. I need
I
to.
need to buy one. I need to get one. I need to get one for sure. I mean, what?
Oh yeah. Oh, very. He's never done a bad review. Hmm. Maybe that's why he's number one. Hmm.
Here, hold on. I want. Well, I think we are.
Yeah,
My
your
cellular.
internet's been a little bit
Yeah.
choppy. Maybe you should go
Hold on a
back to the
second.
Wi-Fi. To the Wi-Fi.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Wi-Fi. Okay, hold on a second here. Okay. All right.
What's up, Maku? Good to see
Okay.
you, man.
We have yeah. I mean, Marco has been going on your live streaming, right?
Yeah. He's been a regular at our stream. Good to see
Yeah.
you.
We got Oren joining us too. Yeah. Oh, Oren, can you hear me, Oren? Yeah, we got Oren joining us as well. We
Oren,
have
Carrie, David.
and then we have a D97 say, do you guys remember when we are start talking about the hobbyist and coffee grinders? Can we, yeah, okay, good.
Oh, right,
Okay.
right, right. You want that? That was what we started talking about.
Yeah, talk about this 64 millimeter grinder. Man, again, they are just out of control. All right. So right now I have in my office alone, I have how many 64 millimeter? I have like five or six 64 millimeter grinders here. Okay. That, that's not so that's the flat burr, 64
Right.
millimeter flat. I'm not counting conical burrs either. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I have a DF64V Gen 2 is sitting right there. I need to unbox that. I gotta review it. Okay. Man. And the other day, James Hopman did the best budget grinder under 200 pound.
Okay.
All right. And let's see here.
Which one
So
was it?
I'm not sure. I didn't finish
Oh,
it, but
okay. Did
I
he have a
bet you
bunch of
he.
them, or was it just one?
Oh yeah. No, no,
Oh,
he had like five or six of them. You know.
okay.
But I mean, I'm,
Well, I'm
I mean,
sure their
for,
sales are going through the roof at the moment for
I mean, some of them.
well, the
Let's
ones that
see
he
here.
recommended, I'm sure.
Okay, so last time he recommend a timer 064S. Okay,
Okay.
064S Espresso grinder. I think that pretty much took off for sure.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think James and Lance is the only two-person I know actually moved the landscape of grinders, especially gadgets, especially grinders. Uh, but I mean, people are watching right now. People are thinking about what kind of grinder should I buy. Do you have any thoughts on the grinders? 64 millimeter. If you buy one grinder
Just
right
buy
now, what's
this.
gonna be? Oh, I mean, you cannot do espresso on that one.
Oh, then buy the X54. Oh, that's 54 millimeters, isn't it?
X54.
The Malkonig. I bought one of those. We put one of those in a cafe environment recently,
Okay.
and then a friend of mine has one at his house, which seems to work fairly well. To be honest with you, like I said in the past, I'm really. I tell this to my viewers. I'm probably the
Mm,
worst person to ask questions. Some of these questions because I'm not really focused in that world or on those kind of things, right? Like
mhm,
it took me my home grinder that I've had since 2000, and I bought it used in
mhm.
2007 was Barazza Virtuoso.
Okay. Virtuoso.
I only replaced it with this in September.
Okay.
And then this one died like 2 weeks ago. So today, the reason it's sitting here in my bench right now, because for my live stream today, we took it apart and
And
tried to
is that
see if there.
working? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, it
working
doesn't
now?
work. It doesn't work. It doesn't.
Oh,
Oh,
is that?
oh, it's dead. Like if, for example, I'll plug it in. Right, I'm gonna plug it in. I'll
Uh-huh.
show you. I'm gonna plug it in right here. Got my stinger.
Yeah.
Plug it in, and dead,
I mean,
dead.
is
It
that power
died. It
button
actually
is
died on
gone?
my live stream.
I know. And is the power button got bad or?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not electronically engineer enough to
Yeah.
test it out. So we took it
Oh,
apart and looked at the different components. I was hoping that maybe there's something burnt out,
yeah.
but I didn't smell anything when it stopped working. So I have no idea
Okay.
what's wrong with it.
Yeah. One of my viewer asked me, okay, DF83V versus Lagoon O1. Any difference with upgrading for it? Man, so we are talking about $1,000 grinder, the 899, 799, okay, $800 grinder versus $3,000 grinder. Okay, I mean the DF83 is right here. This grinder right here. I mean this is the grinder he's talking about. The Laguna
Oh,
one, Laguna one. I mean I had it for a few months. Okay, and I
okay.
just sent it back recently. There are different categories. All right, so uh, $800 versus the 3,000. Is that worth upgrading it? If you have the money, yes. If you have the money, it's something cool, something fantastic, but it's gonna be you're gonna get your money's back as a quality. Answer is no. Okay, answer is no.
Well,
So
but
you're pretty much
here's a question for you. Like,
yeah.
is it really a question of getting your money back? Like, I think the only people that get their money back on things are really professionals, right? Like, isn't it more about the pleasure and enjoyment of the pursuit
That's
rather than
exactly yeah
rather
yeah
than an
correct.
ROI?
Because I mean I think a lot of people are asking, who is that worth buying? Is it worth upgrading it? Okay, is it all? I mean, if you're looking for the pleasure, the workflow experience, sure, absolutely. All right. But there's a price tag to it. Okay. People has the money. I mean, they're gonna buy the experience, right? They're gonna go to the Michelin star restaurant instead
Right,
of go down to the street. Okay. Because you want the experience, you don't mind paying $500 per your plate. Okay. Some people out there spend $5 on your dinner.
right, right.
Because if you want the experience, go get the Laguna one. Okay. If you don't care about the money. But if you care about the money, is that worth upgrading it? Answer is no. Okay. But I guess, but here's the thing, especially now, not like 4 or 5 years ago. We have a lot of this wealthy people getting into coffee now.
Okay,
People has so much money, they don't know what to do. I mean, I know one of my friend way back when. I mean, he's pretty well off. He got into coffee. He buy everything. Okay, he buy DF grinder, $400. He spent $10,000 on grinders. Okay, he bought pretty much everything. He wants to experience every single one of them. In the end, he sold everything off, and then he left it with really really high end grinders. But yeah, but for him was worth doing it. But most people out there, I mean we want the best money for the bang for the buck.
Right,
If you're
right.
looking for the bang for the buck, just stay with the DF83. They're good. Okay, they're fine.
But
All
I
right.
wonder also, like, and this is something I haven't, I don't know if I've necessarily articulated this to my audience, but like,
Okay.
I'm also someone, I tend to be someone that, at least on my channel, where I, I think that I tend to be discouraging of buying stuff. Like, like that's why I don't do too many reviews because I'm like, I don't want you to buy anything. Don't. The key to coffee isn't buying more gear. The key to coffee is your technique and your understanding of coffee. But that being said, I think that if a person, I think what people should be asking themselves, like when they think about, okay, I have this grinder w- and I want to, like this, like, should I buy the Philos or whatever the grinder is,
Sure.
right?
File. Yeah, buzzer.
I wonder if people asking the question of like what is missing that they're trying to fix, right? Like what is the problem that they're having? Is it just equipment envy, or is it something else? Like for example, I've been getting into woodworking again lately, right?
Yep.
And I've put a lot of time and attention into it. And so you can see these boxes behind me. This is a tool brand called Festool, and
Okay.
Festool
Yep. You told me that.
compared to, like, let's say DeWalt and all that, wildly expensive, like wild. Like I'll show you. I'll show you an example.
Is that fast tour also make the power tours as well?
Yes, yes. So for example, this here is my sander. I've had this sander since like the
Yeah.
90s, right? The
Yeah.
Ryobi 5-inch
Yep.
random orbit sander.
Yep.
Great, perfectly fine sander for a hobbyist that doesn't do a lot of sanding.
Yep.
Right? This is the Festool ETS EC150. So
Okay.
this is a 6-inch rather than 5-inch.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Slightly
I mean,
different
yep.
brush motor, brushless motor. This is the high tech, awesome sexiness. They say when my friends were telling me about it, they were like, "This sander brings joy to sanding," and I was like, "What are you
Sure.
talking about? Joy to sanding? That's stupid." And then I used the one that a friend of mine had, and I was like, "Holy God, it really does." Where this I can use for 10, 15, 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and my hand is numb.
Yep.
This I can go for well over an hour and never be numb.
Is that
Plus,
wireless?
there's no, this is corded. This is corded. They have a new
Oh,
one they just
okay.
announced that's
Okay.
wireless.
Okay.
But then you connect it to like this hose and their dust extraction, and there's no dust. And I've spent many times
Oh, no
sanding the
kidding.
dish,
Yeah.
and I'm coated. It's terrible. But this is wildly expensive in the world of sanders. Like this is $575 or $675 or something. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it's a lot of money, especially compared to this. But the difference is night and day between the two. So if you and here's the thing, so you can get better quality sanding out of this than you can with this, and better benefit for your health because of that dust extraction. And the orbits are better, right? This has 3 millimeter orbits. I think this has
Yep.
2 millimeter orbits. So if you know what you're trying to achieve and why you want to upgrade, then go for it. But otherwise, it's like, I think it's a question. I think coffee enthusiasts should be asking themselves, if I want to upgrade my grinder or any of my gear, why? Is my gear really, bad, right? Like, for example, I got this recently, and it took me, I got this in September. It took me since
Yep.
June to really decide to move to a different grinder.
Yep.
I've been using this old 2000, a used 2007, I bought it used in 2007, meaning Barazza Virtuoso. Never changed the burrs. Been grinding on it at home, making coffee with it for all this time.
Yep.
Perfectly fine grinder, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like It's not like I was not enjoying the experience of using it. And then my friend got this, and he let me borrow this for one of my live streams back in June. And as much as I wanted to hate on this unit, I kind of liked it. The speed, the
Okay.
quiet, the efficiency,
Sure.
the grind particulate quality. I was like, maybe I should get one. And so eventually I decided to, but it took me a long time to get to that point. And it does bring joy to to the coffee brewing grinding experience. So if you could, so I think that we should, at least I think I should be encouraging viewers more to like upgrade to other equipment if you really have a
Okay.
problem that you can
Okay. But
articulate, so that you're not just like spending money randomly.
I mean, the fellow Ogento is about $320. Okay, 320,
345.
3, yeah, 345. That's not a huge investment. Okay, but
I
we
thought
are
I thought
talking.
345 is a lot of money.
No, come on
No,
now.
okay. Okay. Well, no, I
That's
mean,
nothing.
I don't know what it is in
Okay,
the consumer market.
okay.
Okay.
So $340 is just not even entry level. Okay, it's not
It's
even entry
not?
level. No.
Really? Oh, okay. All right.
So
All right.
the basic 64 millimeter. If you want to do espresso and filter coffee, let's say I
Oh,
think
both, right.
both.
500. Right?
Okay, you're looking at $500.
Okay.
So $500, and then you're gonna decide which birds you want to go with, right? So most birds comes with the stock birds, more like espresso friendly. Okay, and then if you want to upgrade to, some people upgrade to, you know what? I want to do something. I want to do a lot more light roast coffee. I want something more balanced. I want to bring a lot more sweetness. So now we have a high uniformity, MP burst, cast, lap suite as well. We have, I mean, I only named four, but there is a 10 other 64 millimeter variation of design as well.
Okay.
So people are just, I mean, overwhelmed with so much information. It's not only you got to buy the grinder, so you need to figure out what kind of coffee I like to drink, get the right burst. Hopefully, you got the right burst.
Mhm.
That's, let's say, $400 for a grinder, another $200 for the burst. Now put you up to 600. Okay, as a coffee hobbyist. And man, once you have it, and then after that, people see, people are going to watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos and Instagram, Instagram page. Oh wow, look at that grinder. I really like this one, right? Even though they haven't seen it, they haven't played with it, but it looks pretty interesting. People start thinking about, hey, maybe I should get a new grinder. That's why, I mean, like you mentioned earlier about the grinder MB, right?
Mhm.
People once start buying, start. I know what you're saying. Get stop buying things, but as a coffee hobbyist, I mean, that's why. That's why. I tell my viewers, just let me get it first. Let me show you guys. See for yourself, and then decide if this is the grinder you want to buy. Okay, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reason why
that's always better. That's better. That's better.
that's the reason why I do a lot of comparison on this channel. Okay, all right, and the reason why I got my MC5, I spent close to $3,000 on it, my own money,
That
because
grinder's $3,000?
3 grand. Okay, and I used up my hard-earned money. And also my one of my viewer, who, if you want to buy, just make sure upgrade it. Make sure I get all the black. Okay, paint it all black. So that's what I did. It looks very
Have you
sharp.
seen those grinders like that are on Timu and Banggood?
Timu and what is that?
So Timu, like the Chinese Amazon.
Oh, the timer.
No, 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 Timu
Oh, team. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh,
or
yes.
Temu. I
Yep.
don't know how people pronounce
Yeah.
it. I
Yep.
say
Yep.
Timu.
Yep.
So there's Timu and there's Banggood, right? Banggood is
Okay.
really big in the
Yep.
woodworking. field. But they have some of these grinders, and they're like maybe like $100. I was like, they looks kind of like those, and I was like, I wonder if those are good. Maybe
Okay,
that
so
might be
so
expensive
this
still.
one is a made in Seattle. Okay, it's
Oh,
called
okay. Well,
Caftech.
that's definitely
Made
not
in
that.
Seattle, made by Dennis and his team. Everything is all handmade, 100% made in USA. Yeah.
So is it
He
worth
sh
the $3,000?
Of course not. It's not worth it.
No.
It's nothing is worth 3 grand. Okay. No, but I mean, again, this looks beautiful, beautifully made. I mean, this is more like showpiece. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Hey, showpiece. Come on. Okay, EK43. I can see why they're worth over $3,000, right? EK43. Okay,
Can you?
because I mean they are in coffee shops, and that thing is last forever. Um, I mean, you need that longevity. People who owns a EK43 in coffee shop, they had it for 10, 20, 30 years. Okay, so because you are buying for the longevity at home use. I mean, who needs the EK43 at home? Nobody does. But it's definitely conversation piece if you have one at home. I mean, do you have EK43 at your shop, Jay, for
No.
your filter coffee?
No, I never got into EK43s.
Okay, you know what I mean. So
To
I
me,
mean
that was
that's
a
more
bit of a it was a bit of a faddish kind of thing. I never
sure.
really thought they were that. I never. EK43s really were developed as a bulk grinder
Yes.
for
Yep.
bulk
Exactly.
coffee
Yep.
grinding.
Yep. Yep.
And I know a lot of the guys were into, but I was never into the whole like let us dose individually. Yeah, no, I was never into that.
You know what? Okay. So single dose grinder got really popular when the niche grinder. Okay. Actually, do you? Oh gosh.
Actually,
I mean,
in my world, it was way before niche ever existed.
yeah, yeah. Which grinder was it for single dose? Do
I
you
mean,
remember?
back in the day, people would use whatever grinder they had, and then they found that the EK43 was kind of good for that, so they started. Because
Yeah, that's
prior
right.
to the
Yeah.
EK43, people were really into the big
Yeah.
Mauser. What's that called? The big Mauser,
The
the
Coney?
Rober, the
Robert,
Rober.
yeah.
Oh, the Coney. No, the Coney sucked. I
Yeah.
hated that thing. Like my friend had a Coney at their shop, and every
Uh-huh.
time I went to pull a shot on their shop, it took forever to grind one double shot. I mean, it took an insane amount of time. Like it would be to me, it was frustrating because I use Mazda majors,
Uh-huh.
and I was just like, oh my gosh, this grinder's just driving me insane. But so people were really into the Rovers for many years,
Yep.
and then they made the move into. Then they started doing this single dosing thing, and they found their way to the EK43, and that's kind of
Yep.
how they. And that was probably, gosh, well over 10 years ago,
You know
maybe
what? Lately,
2008.
yep. But lately in my house, not here, but my home, because or my family used to do, I trained them how to use a single dose method. And I realized we only use one types of beans at home. That's it. Just the
Oh,
dark roast coffee. You know what? Why we are doing single dose? So now we're back into hopper now.
well, I
Okay.
think single dose is good, especially for the enthusiast, because you don't necessarily most enthusiasts that I know of are not keeping 15 to 30 pounds of coffee
Sure.
in their cabinet ready to go. And in a commercial setting, I've got a hopper filled with like 3 pounds of
Yep.
coffee. So if we overdose or burn a little bit, it's
Yep.
not a tremendous hit to us, right? Like we can,
Yep.
and plus we're making money off of our coffee, right? So
Exactly correct.
whereas the enthusiast, you're at home, you've spent whatever amount of money you've spent on your
Yep.
coffee, and let's say you buy 12-ounce bag or a
Yep.
pound. Let's say you buy a pound a bag, so you got 453 ounces, 453 grams. You're doing 18-gram doses. How many doses do you really get out
Mhm.
of that? And you need to maximize as much as possible. So I totally
But
understand why the home user would want to like single dose.
But you know what? But what changes in the coffee industry is no longer offer 16 ounce. If you order a coffee, most times like 10 ounce at the most.
You mean as far as drinking or or
The
beans?
buying beans online.
Well, for example, like let's say you're selling coffee. Um, What would what, a 10 ounce? How much is a 10 ounce bag now at retailers that you know?
$20, 20, 25.
So 10 ounces, $20. That's $2 an ounce.
Yeah,
So if you were selling that $2 an ounce to a 16, you'd be selling it for what? $32? Is that right? $32
sure. Yeah.
for a pound? I think a lot of the industry made the move to smaller bags because they wanted to offer pound-ish quantities, but
Okay.
they knew that the consumer would balk at increased prices. So they reduced the quantity so that the price wouldn't necessarily change dramatically.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. Because
That's
sometimes
definitely why we
I
did it at
yep.
Spro.
Sometimes if I order from some other coffee shop, they give you 250 gram.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
250. Some coffee beans maybe 200.
I hope that's not
As a
exquisite tasting coffee, though.
no, just just
No. Oh,
yeah, just like
it's
250
bad.
is our average. If you are lucky, you get 300 gram.
And
Yeah,
how much are
this
they
we are
charging you for this?
it's $20, still $20.
Oh, still $20.
Oh yeah, it's all depend on the coffee shop. But even my local roaster, if I go there, they charge you. They give me actually if I order if I they send me a 16-ounce bag. Okay,
Okay.
but I mean, but they specialize in medium to dark roast coffee. Like
Okay.
coffee roaster like Presta, they're a local roaster. They do specialty coffee. So this one is a 10-ounce bag. The 10 ounce is more like standard. Okay,
Mm.
10 ounce is more like standard now. I mean, most coffee shop 10 ounce. A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
specialty coffee shop.
When we started doing 10-ounce bags, most people were still at 12.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's again. I mean, coffee is getting more and more expensive with the inflation or whatnot. I think one of my viewers said that Tim Winterbo said,
Mm.
"Good grinder and good beans if you want to get the best results."
That's
Do
what
you
Tim
buy it?
says.
Yeah, good
Oh yeah,
grinder
yeah.
and
Tim is Tim is actually an old friend of mine, very good friend of mine,
hmm
and we don't agree necessarily on necessarily roast styles all the time, but
okay, yep,
I would consider him to be a good friend of the business, and yeah, I totally respect what he does. He's one of the when I think about him, he's one of the very few world barista champions
yep,
that have gone on to still be a barista, still do coffee in a very thoughtful way.
yep.
Right? He's not working for larger roasters. He's running doing his own thing, and I think he's doing interesting stuff. He's got his import side of his business. He has his own farm now. Guy's crazy. Like he has a farm in Colombia that he bought that he goes to every few months to actually toil the soil like a madman. But yeah, totally respect what he's doing.
I mean, can you make money from owning a roaster, Jay?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Oh
so you
yeah.
could make a okay, you could make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on marketing and luck and how big your client base is. I
It's all
mean,
about market.
look at
Yeah.
Folgers. Like those guys got crazy money.
Oh man, you know what? Everybody talking smack about forgers, but you know what? They're take money to the bank.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's utter horrific coffee, like horrific, and it's gotten more horrific as time has gone by. I have three samples of Folgers that I
Uh,
bought over the years, and the one that I bought like 3 years ago
uh,
or so is pretty bad. The one that I bought after that a year later is horribly bad. Like you would think that it would be difficult to get worse. It was like, oh yeah, we're gonna top this. It's like,
but
wow,
you know
it's
what?
really bad.
But most people don't know, right? Because they gotta put some cream and sugar in it. I mean, that tastes great.
Yeah, but
Once you,
once you and those are people that have never crossed over to the specialty taste of world. But like once you have, you're like, oh my gosh. We were at this. We did a training, so we were doing a recertification class
Mhm.
at this facility. And they were like, "Yeah, we have coffee downstairs in the break room. Help yourself." And I was like,
Yep.
"All right, let's go down and check it out." And it was Folgers, man. It was so. And They had the Folgers and they had the international coffees, the flavored
That yep,
creams.
internet, yep,
I
yep.
was like, "I need this vanilla French vanilla cream more than ever today." Oh, I had to drink it because I was like, I'm just curious to try to see what this is like again. I haven't tried it in many, many years, but
I mean, if you go to Circle K right now or a gas station, they're
uh
having a full automatic machine now. They grind the beans for you. They make your latte. I mean, full automatic. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
those.
yeah. We
I
have that
mean,
at our local place like that too.
oh yeah, those copiers are not that bad either. You
Well, the
know.
one that we have here is called Royal Farms. They
Okay.
have those machines. You hit the button, it grinds it. Man, it's also I think the coffee's terrible. I'm like, oh my god, this is really bad.
Yeah, but you
Like
know
some
what?
of them are okay. Like I think
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts is okay, but like Royal Farms horrible. Highs was not too terrible. Those are the ones I've had recently.
Really.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, but I mean,
it's rough
I
out
don't know.
there.
I mean, I don't know how many. I think people are watching here right now. I mean, you guys are the specialty coffee drinkers. I know you guys care about the coffee, but I don't know most of their friends, maybe my friends, maybe your friends. I don't know if they really care about the delicacy of light roast coffee. They're gonna appreciate it. Not really.
No, I don't know. Like, I have a group of friends that are really good friends of mine, like a close
Uh
group of
huh.
friends, and they're all into coffee. They have their own like espresso machines, right? They've got the Gaja, whatever the white Gaja is. They're all
Yeah,
into it,
yeah.
and they want to. Sometimes they want to talk coffee to me, and I honestly I can't talk coffee to them because I'm just like, what are you? They're buying like they're like we got this thing, we got this like kilos on sale, and I was like, dude, you're buying what? I can't even. I was like, I'm just like, I'm just nice about it. I'm just like, that's cool. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I'm glad you got a great deal. But really, it's some pretty rough tasting stuff. But they love it, and that's the whole thing for me. It's like as long as I try never to be too judgmental about things because as long as because to me, coffee is about pleasure. Pleasurable hedonism is how I like to think about it. And as long as you're enjoying the experience, man, it can't be wrong then, right? It just you're enjoying it. Let's say you have a coffee by yourself, you're having a good time, perfect. You have a coffee, enjoy it with a friend or someone, you have great conversation. What more can you really ask for in life,
Sure,
So
but I think
I just
coffee.
can't drink
Okay,
that coffee. I just can't.
I
I
mean,
politely
but
decline.
yeah, but comes to coffee, like you say, I think the best way to drink coffee is to share with your friends, right? But I feel like coffee's become a like utility, right? People get up, just big pot in the morning, put on your container there, coffee to go.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, just become just a thing. It's not something you drink coffee as pleasure. And
Well, but
uh,
I think I don't know if that's I don't know if I would phrase it in the way that the idea that it is utility coffee's utility is
yeah,
a new concept. I think the new concept is the specialty coffee side of things,
that's right.
right?
Yeah,
America at least has always used coffee as a utility beverage to start their day.
yeah,
Um, which is why I think a lot of most Americans will drink almost anything, even as John Wasserman says, the Wawa
yeah,
coffee,
yeah.
right?
Exactly. Yeah, they drink
Or
anything.
Free Range
Yes, you're
says the
correct.
Wawa coffee.
Yep, yep,
Oh, JD Gordon's asking, what is my channel is called Ono Coffee, ONO
yep,
Coffee.
yep.
But I think that people drink coffee, and I just for me, I'm a little bit different in that I don't drink coffee because I need to drink coffee, right? I don't. I remember one time many years ago, maybe 2000, 2002, 2003. I came to the shop to open it,
Hmm.
and I remember thinking to myself, I need to. I remember I had this feeling where I said, "Oh man, I really need a coffee," and I was like, "Oh
Okay.
God, I gotta stop drinking because
Ah,
I cannot get addicted to this. Like I'm addicted to French fries. That's all the addiction that I need. I don't need to be addicted to coffee." So, but so many need to have coffee to start their day to avoid whatever headaches they may have.
you know what? That's so true,
That's
Jay, isn't
difficult.
it? My
Yeah,
my wife needs a cup in the morning. Must.
yeah.
If not, she's gonna get a headache.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. And
I
so,
mean that's
I mean, as a coffee purveyor, I rely upon that, right? I mean, I want you to be. I'm the drug dealer. I want you to be addicted to coffee. So you buy more, drink more, buy more, buy. Right? That's the coffee business. We
I mean
are the
that
most legit drug
drug
dealers
dealer in the world.
in the world, in the world.
Because I mean that's why if you see every morning, I got Starbucks right around that corner right there. Okay,
Hmm.
whatever I come to pull into my work, I see like 7 cars waiting, 7 or 8 cars just waiting
Oh
to
yeah.
get into the line. Because you know it and I know it. Their coffee's not that great. Okay, they're willing
No,
to wait in line for 10 minutes to drink subpar. They may cost like $5 or $6. Okay, every morning.
at least $5 or $6.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting thing. Like Starbucks, like there was a time when I was being asked to open a
Hmm.
location in this
Hmm.
particular part of Baltimore, and so this particular location they were asking me was bookended on
Okay.
by a mile each by two different Starbuckses, right? So I would go to these Starbuckses while I was trying to evaluate whether or not we're going to take this location on their business, right? And I sat at these Starbucks for like several mornings, from like 6 in the morning until 10 in the morning. And I would have my coffee, I'd buy the coffee or
Yeah.
whatever pastry from them, and I would just sit there counting customers. The amount of customers that these guys process from like 7 to 8 in the morning is incredible.
Crazy. Yep.
Incredible. Like both walk-ins and drive-through. I was like,
Yep.
holy God, how is this even possible? Like these guys are machines. Like they're just cranking. I mean, we're talking like just on drive-through, maybe 250 cars in an hour. And I was like, wow, man, that is just nuts.
That's a
Just
lot of money.
nuts.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, definitely people are crazy for Starbucks. My niece goes to Starbucks all the time to get her pink drink.
Yes.
Have you had that, by the way?
I mean, a couple of years ago, they had this refresher, the
Yeah.
pineapple and coconut refresher. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You try their pink drink. Like go there and ask for the pink drink. They have really small sizes too. Quite fun.
Yeah.
Like
They're,
I learned about it because I was asking before when we're starting to open to plan for this shop now. I asked her. I said, "Hey, what do you and your friends are drinking?" Like, well, we go to
mm,
Starbucks. We buy this. I was like, let's go to Starbucks. So I took her to Starbucks, and I just told her order everything that you would
yep.
buy. And so we just sat there tasting like, 8 different drinks just to get an idea. And they're all quite fun. They're not coffee drink, but they're fun.
No, it's fun. They're fun drinks, right?
Yeah,
They're
I think they're
sugar.
really
They're
fun.
sugary drinks. They love it. People loves it. Because you know what? So whenever my son's friend come over to the my shop here, everybody say, "I love coffee." Okay, I love coffee. So, what are you gonna have? I say, can I have a caramel ice macchiato? Okay, a caramel ice macchiato is simply espresso, caramel syrup, and milk. That's it. So that's a caramel ice macchiato. That's all. That's all kids want. They say, I love coffee. That's not a coffee. And
Well, but
a
here's the
friend of
thing. So, but I think that also like, I think that I never really was bothered by guests that wanted those kind of drinks.
Yep.
Even though we were a serious coffee shop, we're like hardcore. You
Hmm.
come in, you're like, can I get a mocha? Can I get a
Yep.
vanilla latte? Yeah, man,
Yep.
absolutely.
Sure.
Because I really believe that if you're doing it well, there's a difference. There's a difference. I believe that there's a difference between the Spro vanilla latte
Hmm.
and the caramel macchiato that you get from Starbucks. And I think there's a discernible taste difference. Now, will the youth, the person that's young, will they really clue into that necessarily? I don't think they're necessarily going to think too consciously about that. But I think over time they learn that okay, maybe there is a difference. And it's just like adults would come in. That they would come in and we would give them a coffee because like my whole thing is like and I'm sure you probably experienced this. You walk into a coffee shop and the barista's all enthusiastic, and you're like, "Can I get a coffee?" And then
Yeah.
there's the whole game of 30 questions. You're like,
Yep.
they want to ask these questions. They want to talk to you about the farm and tell you about the farmer and
Mm.
the process. You're like, "What the hell, dude? I don't care about that. Give me my coffee
Yeah.
so that I can get about my day. I don't want to talk to you right now."
Yeah.
And so I would teach our staff that our way of doing is like, they come in, they say, "Can I get a coffee?" Here, coffee right here.
Yep.
We're not
Yep.
going to ask you. We've got a coffee that's designated coffee, and you're going to get that. We're not going to ask you questions. And eventually, someday, maybe it'll never happen. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be 2 years from now. But one day you might come in and you're like, after drinking our coffee for a few times,
Mhm.
you're like, "This is different. This is different than the Wawa that I normally get. Why is it different?" And that day you might come and say, "Hey, why is this different?" Now we can talk about that. But like, I think that you should. We talk too much in coffee about coffee. So I
Y
always want, like, the
Mhm.
guests to come in. They come in. They're like, "Can I get a mocha?" "Yeah, absolutely, man. We want you to have the mocha. We want the mocha to be awesome for you."
Sure.
And maybe one day you might say, "Let me try the regular coffee," or maybe I'll try the espresso, and then, or a single origin. Then
Well
there's a
well,
whole new
yeah.
exploration. Hopefully, we got someone new that really enjoys coffee.
Good. Hold on, I'm gonna shout out to Benica for the super chat there. We got
Hmm.
Starbucks is good for not good. Okay, good for things that aren't coffee.
Yeah,
You know
I
what? But
agree. I agree.
well, here's the thing: the Starbucks did amazing marketing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because the reason why they did amazing marketing because a lot of celebrities, right? A lot of these famous stars, walking around New York City or somewhere, holding the Starbucks cup
Oh
because
yes.
everybody knows what Starbucks cup look like.
Oh
Okay,
yes.
I mean, who cares what's in it? People looking at it. I mean, a lot of people influenced by that. So they think that what if this movie starts drinking this coffee, it must be good. It must be something about it. You know. I mean, I think they like the cup. I don't.
Well,
I
I
mean.
mean, over since Starbucks came out in the '90s or became popular in the '90s, I mean,
Mhm.
it was the first coffee shop that was like nationally serious, meaning that you had
Yep.
to pay serious money. So
Mhm.
there's a status associated to that, right? And so it's naturally a status affirmation for people.
Yep.
So I mean that's just, I mean, you're right. It is great marketing. So, but it's not necessary. I think I think that's all right. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So you're okay with it, but
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
Starbucks.
sure.
So if it wasn't for Starbucks, I couldn't charge the amount of money that I was charging for many years. So, I yeah, I mean, people would be like, people. They took all the anger for expensive coffee initially. So when by the time my generation of coffee operators came
Yep.
to the business, we didn't have to have as much consternation. I mean, there
Yeah.
was still a lot of consternation because now we're charging $15 a coffee, but it
You
wasn't
know
as
what?
much.
Okay, so my wife went take my son. Okay, so my wife, my son. So
Oh, your wife took your son, but I didn't hear anything after that.
close to $30 on it. I was like,
Yeah.
how did you spend close to $30 on it? So she ordered some ice cold foam. My son ordered some macchiato, and then they ordered some couple pastries plus tips. Ended up in like $28.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on.
You got to fix a lot of computers for that.
Oh my goodness. That's $28. Man.
Yeah, it can be pricey. It can be pricey.
Because, I mean, those coffee nowadays, like 5 or 6 bucks, and then you're gonna give, a dollar tip. Man, it's just like buying a lunch. Just get a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's expensive now. Life is expensive. It's expensive here in
Like,
America today.
yes,
Free-
yeah.
As they say, freedom isn't free. Freedom isn't free.
I think I told you earlier, people are definitely feeling it. Okay, people are not spending any money. I mean, I don't spend money at all. I don't go out. People are giving me a hard time. My friends are giving me a hard time because uh, the reason why I have a long hair,
Mhm.
okay, not because of style, okay,
Oh, okay.
because it's
It's
cheaper.
cheaper. Cheaper.
You-
That's
Instead of
funny.
getting hair,
I'm
I
actually
mean,
getting a haircut this afternoon.
so how much you pay for your haircut if you go to barber?
It'll cost me $30, I think.
And you're gonna tip them
Yeah, that's with the tip.
$30 for haircut, right?
Hmm.
Okay. And then I ask my friends how much you pay for a haircut. 35 bucks, $40, like on average about $40, 35 to 40
Hey,
bucks.
what? By the way,
Well,
what time is it?
you gotta go.
No, no, no.
It's
I
what
just got. Well, what time is do you have?
is it 11 a.m. So 1 p.m. over there, right? 2 hours ahead of me.
Yeah. I mean, we can still continue. I just have to start driving.
Oh, where you have to go?
I have to go to the barber. It's just I'm supposed to have a
Oh,
1:30 appointment, and
oh,
my
Maggie.
appointment notice popped up on the screen. It was like in 27 minutes. I was like 27 minutes. Holy crap! I gotta at least start driving. I mean, we have
Oh,
time. It takes me about that long to drive down there, so not a big deal.
and so I mean, so you got so how sure you got how often you got a haircut?
Well, it depends. Like if I'm usually I never get a haircut unless I'm traveling somewhere,
Hmm.
or in this case, I have a formal event to attend
Okay,
on Fridays, so I have to on Saturday, like I have to be all dolled up and all this, so I
okay,
need to trim the sides and make
okay.
myself look kind of sexy for the lady friend.
Excellent, excellent. And hold on, is that Banico say $100 for women? You know what? Yeah, I mean, you don't want to know. A lot of my friends, what their wives spend on hair is insane.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Gosh, women have it worse because women have to get it done regularly because they've got these like they have this whole beauty standards
Yeah.
that they feel they have to conform with that is both imposed by themselves and other women and other men and society in general. God, it's a horrible, horrible thing for. I mean, guys, we can walk around in dirty shirts and like messed up hair without having to worry too much about it. But
Yeah, I mean that's for sure, right? I mean, especially if you're gonna get a hair done, color and cut, $200, $300 pretty easy.
ooh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay, so my friend does my hair. He charged
Okay.
me $20 per haircut for last 25 years.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Very good deal. So whenever I ask my friends for their haircut, they say 30 or $40. Pretty much my price stuck in 90s, I mean early 2000, late 90s. But yeah, I mean, so whenever I go get my haircut, I always bring, one of his favorite coffee drinks. So, I mean, that's good trade.
Oh, that's good trade. That's good trade.
Oh yeah. Man, so I mean, so how often you do live streaming from your car?
Well, I'll live stream. So my live stream is every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m.
Okay.
most
Okay.
days. Sometimes I can't do it. So wherever, if I have to, I try to do it in the studio setup, right?
Yep.
But if I have to go somewhere, then I'll do it from the road.
Okay.
But
So if I
I always try to maintain the schedule because yeah, it's a
Monday
job,
through
like you
Friday,
said.
yeah, yeah, Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday?
Monday through Friday, Monday through
Monday through
Friday.
Friday, and
Mhm.
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's correct.
And it's called Owner Coffee, guys. It's called Owner Coffee. Make sure to check out. And this, so what is your main theme? So what are you gonna focus on? You know, moving forward on your channel. So if someone asks you, Jay, what is your channel is all about? What say you?
Well, it's interesting because I was actually thinking about this, what you're asking about, maybe about like 45 minutes ago as we're talking.
Okay. Okay.
And I think really I think maybe and as I've been talking with my audience about
Yeah.
about coffee, really I've come to this point where it's like, I have to say, like I said earlier, coffee is really pleasurable hedonism. And maybe that's really where we should be looking towards, is pleasurable hedonism and how to exploit that. Like, I don't necessarily want to do coffee reviews, like
Okay.
reviews of equipment, like maybe once in a while, but I don't really have that passion for that. And I don't want to sit around testing gear, because at the end of the day, I really don't care about the gear. Like,
Okay.
I just want something that's going to work and make coffee. And we can we explore a lot of gear on the live stream, but it's not
Uh-huh.
like I'm doing serious reviews on it to try to evaluate, is
Sure.
the origami better than the April? Like, I don't care if the origami is better than the April, or if the April is better. Like, that
Yeah.
means nothing to me, because
Okay.
what do I have at hand that I can make coffee? And what kind of coffee do I have at hand? To me, that's the bigger part of the game. It's like, how good is the coffee that I have to use? So, and plus, as we're moving forward for the channel, I think it's, what I really enjoy is doing the videos about exploring coffee
Yep.
in the larger sense, meaning that visiting coffee places, different coffee shops, different coffee people. I still have a lot of videos that are shot that I haven't edited yet,
I know. I mean, you
that
have
can
tons of
that can
video from Japan, right?
yeah, there's still, like, I mean, if I was able to maintain a release schedule and started today, just from Japan and the rest of the Philippines alone, I could probably release a weekly video until April without any interruptions and without having to shoot anymore.
Okay, so so you just need a time.
Yeah, it's just that, I don't have I don't have like a dedicated editor to do the editing. So it's only when I can do the editing. And I have felt for the last like 2 months, I really have been unmotivated to edit. Like, I haven't really been into it. So that's why a lot of the production on the channel is slowed down for release videos. But I'm feeling better now about it now. So plus I had to do a gift guide video that's supposed to come out. I shot it yesterday.
Oh, gift guide
Yeah.
for the holidays.
Yeah, exactly. So I got that shot, and so I'll edit that maybe this afternoon or tomorrow, by
Okay.
tomorrow, probably.
Nice. How many gadgets?
Oh gosh, how many are in there? There's quite a few. There's
Okay.
a couple brewers, a couple grinders,
Okay.
a couple like brewing gadgetry
Okay.
or stuff. Because I thought, oh, there's some other stuff that I thought would be interesting, that would be like, oh, this is related to what we do, but not necessarily an actively brewing situation tool.
Okay. So when are you gonna drop the video tomorrow?
No, 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 no. I mean, I'll try to get it edited by tomorrow. But there's going to be a lot of. I think I either have to find the B-roll that I've shot for these items previously, or I have to go shoot new B-roll for them. So
Okay.
I'll try to release it by the weekend.
Yeah, you better hurry because Thanksgiving is next week.
I know, so crazy.
You know what? I'm telling you, I don't know what happened this year, but this year went by so fast.
Oh yeah, wait, crazy, crazy fast. I just saw you in April.
Exactly. That's 8 months ago. Wait, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's. Isn't it crazy? And
Man,
so
you
I
hear that?
think I think so I'm planning on going to Houston. That's for sure. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna be
good,
fun.
good. I will definitely come to you. I mean, I try never to miss the SCA Expo.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's the fun event. So people are watching right now. I mean, if you guys want to go to SCA Houston, let us know. Okay, so we're gonna do some kind of meetup plan so we can hang out somewhere.
Oh, here's something else that I
Yeah.
just forgot. I keep forgetting about. I'm going to be competing in a competition next month. They, the head judge just like messaged me yesterday. She's a
Uh-huh.
friend of mine. She sent me this email. And I was like, why are you sending me this email? Do I have a position in this competition? She's like, yeah, if you want it. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. Because I sent my application, but I never
Mhm.
heard. And then she sent me a notice, and I was like, oh, is this? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I'm going to be competing in the regional coffee and good spirits
Huh.
competition in Philadelphia.
Nice.
What is it? December 13th, I think.
So what is that? Is that what? I mean, barista competition?
Yeah. So it's one of the 5 barista competitions.
Okay.
It's called Coffee and Good Spirits. You're supposed to make a coffee drink with espresso with alcohol
Oh wow.
And yeah, I applied to it because I figured they would have the least amount of applicants and I'd have the best chance of getting
Sure.
a spot. So now I got to figure out what we're going to do for that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
Fantastic.
I'll
Hey,
actually be doing that on the live stream a few years over the
excellent.
next couple weeks.
And by the way, we've been talking for an hour and a half.
Oh
Man.
yes, yes.
Anyway, so people wants to check out Jay's channel. It's called Ono Coffee on YouTube channel. Jay does the daily live streaming every morning, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
Easter.
yeah, actually, if you're on the West Coast, man, it's 7 a.m. You gotta get up
Yes.
early in the morning for that. But I mean, if you're gonna watch live streaming, watching live is the most fun, most enjoyable. You know,
Yeah, and
because
the nice thing is like you do, like we also have grown a nice
yeah,
international audience. So we have viewers that are from like
all over.
Australia,
Yep,
Asia, Singapore,
yep,
Thailand. So really a nice community that we have now. That really,
yep.
and some of them are here, like Naomi and Maku are here.
Exactly.
Even
But
and even so one of the other guys, Free Range is here
yep.
too. So nice to see
So
those guys.
and we're gonna build it from here. Anyway, it's been nice talking to you, Jay.
Yeah, thanks
I'm
for
gonna
having me.
I'm gonna talk to you soon. Okay.
All right, look forward
All
to
right.
it.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
See you guys.